Happy Friday, I'm Carol Schulte and welcome to another edition of my Happy Friday video blog. And greetings from in front of Le Tour Eiffel. That's right, I am indeed in Paris, the beautiful city of love. I decided to be a bit spontaneous and en route from visiting family in Liechtenstein and then on to Holland tomorrow, I thought, why not stop in Paris for a few nights? Now I know you might be thinking, Carol, it's the city of love. Aren't you supposed to go there with someone? Well, perhaps. Now I am meeting some friends tonight, but I also thought I'm going to make the most of it. I took myself on a date last night to the famous and fancy Hemingway bar inside of the Ritz-Carlton Hotel. My cocktail had a fresh, beautiful white rose in it. And this morning I ran along the Seine, I went up to Montmartre, and here I am in front of the Eiffel Tower. Now my question for you is, when was the last time you were spontaneous in your life? My mother used to say, everything in moderation. And that's probably a good thing. There's a time for splurging and indulging. Now, if there wasn't, I would be spending all day just drinking coffee and sipping champagne and eating pastries and dessert here in Paris. And there's a time for work and a time for play. But it also extends beyond certain times into our relationships and our behaviors. Now, after having come from Germany, Liechtenstein, and Switzerland, realized again the importance of sticking to a schedule and how efficient it is when you actually have times for certain things. Trains leave and arrive on time, and that is a good thing to have that structure and regime. However, sometimes it also calls for some spontaneity. And today I want to share with you 3 reasons as to why spontaneity might be exactly what you need in your life. Reason number 1, it adds some adventure. Now, I'm very fortunate that I get to travel all month. As I said, I'm visiting family. I'm also then going to Budapest. I'm going to be exploring Croatia, into Belgrade for a little bit, Serbia, and then to the north of Spain to San Sebastian, and traveling all around. Again, very, very fortunate. However, you don't necessarily have to travel in order to have some adventure in your life. Sometimes you needn't look any farther than your own backyard. How could you perhaps play tourist in your own city, or take a new route to work, or throw out your schedule for an afternoon or a day and do something new, something different? Adventure sometimes is exactly what brings some spice into our life. Number 2, it aids in relationship building. Now, whether or not it's a friendship or a romantic relationship, when you want to get closer with somebody else, sometimes you have to throw out some of your own routines and regimes and what you're used to in order to co-create something together. We all want to create some rituals. We all want to have some newness in our relationship. But if you're so tied and married to your schedule, it makes it a little bit difficult to do that. So if you want to grow your friendship or your current romantic relationship, or be open to a new one, then maybe you need to go with the flow just a little bit more. And number 3, it actually prevents disappointment. They say that the only time we experience upset is when our expectations have been thwarted. Perhaps easier said than done. We all have expectations, but sometimes we have to let them go in order for life to present whatever it is supposed to. Every time I go to a new city, there are certain things that I want to hit up and see. But if I had expectations of how it was going to unfold and what it was going to look like, then more times than not, I'd be pretty disappointed. And so how can we release some of our expectation or be connected to what we want, but disconnected, unattached from the outcome or how we're going to get there, and we might be that much happier in terms of how life unfolds? So I challenge you to add a little bit more spontaneity to your life, whether or not that's because you want a little bit more adventure, you want to go deeper in a current relationship, or you want to prevent some disappointment and just be open to what may be. Spontaneity sometimes is exactly what we need to have some adventure and excitement in our life. And sometimes the most random, unplanned, spontaneous events end up being the most fun. So this week I challenge you to take on one of these reasons, be a little bit more spontaneous, and then tell me about it. I want to hear from you. So please share your ideas, thoughts, and experiences in the comments below. And until next time, I'm Carol Schulte. Greetings from Paris, and don't forget to keep dreaming big, playing big, and living big.